Anyway, we're starting on number 2, page 253. What color is that? Oh,
Maroon blue.
the sophomores are messing with the board. X minus y plus 2. And x squared plus y squared equals 4. Okay. So it says we're supposed to say what are the coordinates where these two things intersect. But it doesn't say we have to graph it like we did at the end of the chapter. So how can I find where these two intersect at? By the way, what is this on a graph? Circle? That one? Line. So it could have 2 answers, could have 1 answer, could have 0 answers. That's not going to be the case. Any ideas how we could solve this then? Substitution, yeah. So I'm going to add the y over. So you get x equals 2 plus y. Then we can replace x in this equation with 2 plus y and solve. What can we do with y plus 2 squared right here? FOIL. It's y plus 2 times y plus 2. Like this. So if we FOIL that, we get that. Now it's a y squared equation, so how do we solve y squared equations? Put everything to one side and probably factor it, or if that doesn't work, quadratic formula. So let's add the y squareds together. Get y squared plus y squared is 2y squared plus 4y. What do I do with this 4 right here? Subtract it because we want nothing over there. So that will cancel out. Turn in the worksheets. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. So 0. How can we solve this?
You can take 2 out.
Take a 2 out and a y. Take stuff out. If we divide those by 2y, we get y plus 4. What?
Y plus 2.
Or sorry, y plus 2. I forgot what it was divided by. And what answers would work here?
0 and -2.
0 and -2. Okay, now these are just the y parts of the solution. I need to find out what x values go with them, right? So if y is 0 or -2, how do I find out what goes right there?
Plugins will be 13.
Yeah, and here's definitely the easiest one, right? If I plug in 0 right there, 2 plus 0 is 2. If I plug in -2, 2 plus -2. And you could check this by plugging these both into the other equation, like this, 2 squared plus 0 squared equals 4. And like, anyway, that's it. Was that medium, hard, or easy? Easy, hard, medium.
Medium.
Call that one medium. Oh, that was 2. So on 3, it doesn't ask for a graph, but picturing it could probably help us. Find an equation of a circle having 2, 5, -2, -1 as endpoints of a diameter. Why don't you guys try and sketch that on your paper before I do, so you can figure out what that looks like.
Give me a piece of graph paper.
Well, yeah, you can just use normal paper. just a sketch, not like an. I don't know. You don't necessarily need a sketch. I don't know. It might help. So where's -2, -1? Okay. What did it say those points were? Endpoints of a diameter. So that'll be my diameter. So we're talking about a cycle.
Did you do the midpoint
That's beautiful.
thing to find the midpoint?
Yeah, you guys remember for the equation of a circle, we kind of need the center. So it's like it's about right there. And we also need a radius. You guys remember the circle equation?
So distance and midpoint.
So like KH would be like the coordinates of the center of the circle. And R would be the radius of the circle. So we need the center. How do we find what's right between these two? Midpoint formula, which is x plus x divided by 2. 2 plus -2 divided by 2 is 0. Like I'm guessing it's like 0, 2.5 if my graph's anywhere close to right. And then y plus y, 5 plus -1 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. It's a little bit off. Should have been like more down here. Okay, that's the center. So that tells me I can do x minus 0 squared or just x squared plus y minus 2 squared equals, and I need the radius squared out here. So how do I find the length of the radius?
0, 2, and -2, 1.
Okay, yeah. You can find the distance between these two, or you can do the distance between these two and divide it by 2, because that's the diameter. Yeah, I'll do these two. So, you guys remember the distance formula? So, 2 minus 0 squared plus 5 minus 2 squared. 16. And the square root of that. So that'd be 4 plus 9 is 13, square root of 13. Okay, what is the square root of 13? That's the radius. What's the radius squared if we square this? Just 13. So that would be the equation. I will probably try to make the test easier than this, but doing some hard ones can't hurt us, right? Alright, number 4. Find the coordinates of the vertices and the foci of the ellipse with the equation. Okay, we just turned in the ellipse worksheet. Now, this is an equation for ellipse, but how does this look different from how it normally looks?
Fraction.
Yeah, it's not in a fraction. What numbers do we want over here normally?
1.
1. So how do I turn this into a 1? Divide by 45. So we're going to divide every turn by 45. And these will reduce. That one will probably be on there. Maybe one of those in the graph to go with it. Oh, it does say sketch it at the end. Okay, so this isn't, they told us no problem. This is an ellipse. What's the major axis? y. What are the vertices?
-9.
No,
Oh, wait, that's 3.
3 and -3. So, and it's on the y-axis, so the vertices are at 0, 3 and 0, -3. Oh, and as for the foci too. Remember how we found the foci?
9 -5.
Right. So when there's a plus right here, when there's an ellipse, you subtract to find the foci. When there's a minus, it's a hyperbola, but you add and then square root it to find the foci. So in this case, you would do 9 minus 5, square root of that.
2.
Right, and the foci are in the same axis as the major axis, so it's 0, 2, and 0, -2. Alright, so it said sketch it. I don't think I'm gonna get out graph paper. So the vertices are at 0, 3 and 0, -3. And where does it hit the x-axis? Square root of 5, which is messy.
Isn't it like 2.7?
Let's see.
4.7.
Oh yeah. Well,
2.2.
2.2. Okay. So a little past 2. Pretty egg-shaped. Okay, where does the line 2x plus 3y equals 6 and the ellipse 4x squared plus 9y squared equals 36? Where would those intersect at? Well, it's kind of a repeated number 2, right? So how do we do that on number 2?
Substitution.
Yeah. You could solve this for x or y and then replace x or y in the other equation. How would I solve this for, I guess it doesn't really matter, x? How would I solve this for x?
Subtract 3y and divide by 2.
Minus 3y, so I get 2x divide by 2. When you divide by 2, you have to divide all terms by 2. 6 divided by 2. That's what x equals. So I'm going to replace x in the other equation with that. Oh brother, where are you? Okay, so I'm foiling this right here.
Wait, why do you put a -3?
Oh, whoops, it was positive, you're right. Okay, I'm foiling this right here. So it's like this times this outside. You guys can foil. It's been forever. If I have to reteach you how to foil, we're kind of a lost cause at this point. Anyways, the first would be 9. Gosh.
You seem sad.
No, it's
You sure? I'm pretty sure. I just know what you're talking about.
yeah.
What? No, I smelled that too. I just didn't say anything. So I smelled like 5 minutes ago.
Tuesday we had a day of unsmelliness,
Wow.
a special occasion. Or it was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Or no,
Wednesday.
it was Wednesday. Or if anybody complained, I don't recall. Let's put that one. All right, the 4 is still out there, so I'm gonna distribute the 4. Problems are beefy. We're not doing a lot of them though. We can take it. Okay, 9y squared plus 9y squared is 18y squared. Then there's a minus 12y. This is a lot like number 2. And then what do I do with this guy? And look at there, he's got a twin over here. It just goes away.
Take out a 4, 1, 6. No, 6, 1.
Take out a 6y. Alright, then what?
Y equals 2 or 3 and 0.
0 would make all this equal 0. This is positive 2 over 3. Okay, so those are the y values. We gotta find the x values that go with. So let's go back to the easy equation, which was this one. Yoink, all the way down here. Okay, so if I put in 0 for y, I get 3 times 0, 0. 2x equals 6.
3.
X is 3. I put in 2/3 for y. 3 times 2/3 is 2. Okay, yeah, that's 2. Yeah, I'll probably put a problem like number 2 or number 5 on there. At least one, maybe not both. Okay, 6. Find an equation for an ellipse. So we just did ellipses on number 4. That has 0, -4, and 0, 4 as vertices. And goes through -3, 0, and 3, 0 on the minor axis. So if the vertices are... Okay, do you guys remember what the ellipse equation looks like? Go back to that. It's like x squared over, you know, the x-intercept squared. I don't know what letter I put. Whatever. I'll call it a squared. I think the book actually does call it a squared. There's a y squared over the y-intercept squared. And usually you want that to equal 1. So if the vertices are at 0, 4, 0, -4, what does that tell us? Which is the major axis?
Y.
The y, because 0, 4, that's on the y-axis. So what number is going to go right here? 16. Okay, and it says it hits the x-axis at 3 zeros, so what are we going to put right here? 9. This will actually one of the easy ones, in theory, potentially. Okay, so how does the next one's a hyperbola. How does the equation for a hyperbola differ from the equation of an ellipse?
It's a minus.
There's a minus right there. That's pretty much it. Hyperbolas, remember, is what we did yesterday, is these things. Sometimes they go up and down. The center's at 0, 0. So that just means we don't have to do like x minus 1 or anything up here. It's just going to be x squared. the vertex is 0, -3. Okay, if the vertex is at -3, that tells me it's on the y-axis, and the y is the major axis. How do I make the y the major axis? You actually make it the positive one. Like this. Okay, and the vertex is at 0, -3, one of the vertices. So, if it's at, yeah, watch it go down here, it's 9, 3 squared. And the focus is 0, okay, that's a trickier question, 0, -13. So we can use this, was it 13 or square root of 13? Okay. And call that A, I guess. So how did we get from this to find the focus? Do you guys remember? Adding and then square rooting, right? So it's 9 plus A, the square root of that should give us our focus. So, well, it's negative square root of 13 now. Oh, because it's positive, negative, that doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically we need this equals square root of 13. Yeah, 9 plus 4 is 13. So yes. Graph the hyperbola. Give equations for the asymptotes. We did like 4 of these. I don't know if you guys remember them. Maybe I should give you guys graph paper. Yeah, let's do it. I don't need a half sheet though. We'll do a half sheet. 3.
Just give Leo a whole sheet.
Probably true. Didn't Leo already get one though?
No.
Oh, you gave the same one. So you
Yes.
guys
You should only pick. I just gave Sam a regular piece.
Oh.
Thanks, bro.
So you're what we call high maintenance. You know who's the worst about paper? Luke. Smiley Luke. Should we-
Why?
Some people use like 1 page, he uses like 5. I'm not even joking.
Nobody wastes more paper than me.
No, you're wrong. You're in second place though. That makes you feel better.
It's not an accomplishment.
Not something to be proud of. And their birthday.
I just gave him like 10, but I just studied. Oh. Like shower. Semester I just studied.
We didn't have any more worksheets or anything, yeah, later for the test.
We're gonna start reading with final semester review, call it. Did I give you a half too?
Yeah. I'll probably use it.
Not doing that much more.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way. Put it away for a rainy day. Okay. What was I doing? Number 8. Maybe I should go graph paper too. You guys remember how we did number 8?
Isn't it just what equals to it?
Yeah, we just,
Like,
what 2 numbers could multiply to get -8? Was it -8?
9.
-9? Okay, what numbers could multiply to get -9?
3, -3.
3, -3, -3, 3.
1, -9.
Not a lot. I mean, you could do fractions too.
Could you
but-
also do 9, -1?
Oh yeah, you could do that. 9, -1, that's probably a good idea. -9, 1. We'll make our graph need to be pretty large, but we don't have a lot of graphs, so it'll be okay. Did I go far enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Barely. No, not even close. Okay. Let's graph those 3 negatives. Okay, I'll get my graph. So it kind of makes diagonal hyperbolas. What are the asymptotes? What lines will these graphs never cross? But they will. Yeah. This one's y equals 0 and x equals 0 are the asymptotes. They can never get to 0 because if you put 0 in for x or y, this equation is not solvable. It's impossible for them to equal 0 on the x or y. Anyway, that's it. That's kind of an easy one, right? Now where are we at? Find equation. Oh, I skipped 7b. A vertex at 2, 0. Okay. Graph the hyperbola. Find the coordinates. There's of the parabola. Alright. It's been a while since we've done parabolas. It was not on the worksheet that we did. Number 9. We did it last week. Yeah, we probably forgot this part. Where would the vertex for this parabola be? You guys know?
Isn't it still 0?
Yeah, 0, 0. The only time it moves is if you like do a +1, that would move it up 1, or if you put a +1 in parentheses, that would move it left 1 or something. So if there's no like adding or subtracting going on, it's still at, the vertex is still at 0, 0. Let's see. So there was this little formula we had. You guys probably forgot it, but it wasn't terribly large. It's 1/4p x squared, and you set it equal to like what y is equal to, and then you're supposed to solve this for p. What happens though is when you divide by x squared, these just go away. So really you just need 1/4p equals 1/6. How could we solve this? You could cross multiply. You could also, I think when I did it on this assignment, usually I just flipped them both. Because if these two things are equal, their reciprocals are equal. So if you flip them, 4p equals 6. So p is 3/2 or 1.5, or yeah. Instead of 3/2. Okay, what that tells us is that the focus is going to be 1.5, this much up from the vertex. So the focus is going to be at 0.3/2. And the directrix, which I'm sure we forgot what that is. Let me graph this real quick. So this is the parabola, something like that. Rough scale. So the focus is up here. The directrix is like a line down below it that's the same distance from the vertex as the focus is. Anyway, the directrix would be this much below the vertex. So it would be 0 minus 3/2. So, but it's a line, so the equation is y equals negative 3/2 x. Or sorry, no, just negative 3/2, my bad. No slope. You guys have any big papers or presentations coming up?
We got 2 tests today.
But no on the presentation thing.
I know.
What's Mr. Smith having you guys do?
I don't even know.
Read
He said he's giving us some tests next week.
next week.
All you have to do is read something by the time he gets back.
That's how it usually is when you're there.
Okay, numero yes. Find an equation for the parabola whose directrix is x equals -3 and the focus is 3, 0. Yeah, great. Okay, I'm gonna make a picture. Well, no. Okay, so the directrix is x equals -3, just like out here, this line. And the focus is at 3, 0. So where is the vertex going to be? Right in the middle, 0, 0. That's good news. Okay, but if the focus is out here to the right, what that tells me is the parabola is going like this. So what does the equation look like if the parabola is heading off to the right? Instead of y equals x squared, it's going to be x equals y squared. This is not quite the answer. I guess I'll put an A right there. To find out what A is, we need to use that little formula. So if the focus is 3 to the right, then what do we know about that p value? It's 3, okay, because it moved 3 away from the vertex. So the p value is 3, so that'll kind of tell us what should go in front of the y squared.
1/7? No, sorry,
112. So it's, yeah. That's it. I don't think I'll put that one on the test, to be honest. TBH. It's one of those phrases that's cliche and it annoys me, but I still say it. Facts. I actually think I heard facts on the TV show last night. Don't ask me what it was, I don't remember, but I thought of you, Trey. And I shook my head in judgment. Number 11, on a single set of x's. Okay. So one more graph. Leo, you think you'll be able to squeeze it in there?
No, I can't. Next page.
Better use the back. Make a huge cross for the entire.
Look. You already did it. It's
Oh
right in
my
his face.
gosh. It's almost Luke level.
Almost. What does he want?
Luke doesn't use the back of this paper and Leo does, that's what.
Did you use the back?
He doesn't use the
Oh
back.
my god. That's crazy.
And on the front, he'll like put 3 problems. Alright, I'll show you an example.
That's impressive, honestly.
Yeah. I told you you're in second. You're jealous, aren't you? Okay. Easy peasy. No problem. Look how easy this is. Aren't you guys excited? Okay, and then we got x squared plus 10y squared equals 169.
Oops.
Ugh, that one's gonna be ugly. Alright. So what is this equation gonna look like on a graph? Circle. It's just an x squared and y squared. So where's the center of the circle gonna be? 0, 0, because there's no like plus or minus to move it around. And the radius of the circle is going to be 5. So center at 0, 0, going 5 in every direction. I never wrote it. See if we can try and not draw a box. Can I go? We want the rails over here. Still not great. It's kind of like an apple. Wider up top and narrower at the bottom. Oh, I think I forgot my y squared. Alright. About this guy. Pretty sure that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah. Well, because there's a number right there, it's going to be an ellipse. So we need to turn this into a 1, like we did on that one problem. So I'm going to divide by 169. Okay, for this middle term, 10 over 169 is multiplying by that is like dividing by 169 over 10. So that'll be my denominator. Yeah, it is weird. I guess they decided to throw us a curveball. Oh, you know what? Let's change that to a decimal. That'll work actually. 169 divided by 10 is 16.9. And that will have a pretty nice square root. Does anybody know what the square root of 139 is?
What's 39? 13.
13. Oh, shoot.
Wow. I don't have enough room.
We do need the whole back side,
Oh,
don't we?
Ready?
Let's count by 2s.
Oh, you are already drawn.
No. You might make a new graph. Okay.
It's a race.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Can't waste paper.
It's not a waste. This is the last problem. Kind of reminded me of a peacock.
What?
You guys know what a peacock sounds like?
Yeah.
Kind of like what Sebastian just did. Yeah, that's basically it. Very loud and obnoxious.
Hey, they are.
You were quiet. I'm not gonna. I'm kidding. It's fine. It's mostly the volume that's the problem.
Do the tough thing, Sebastian. No. Do the
Where you haven't done it though.
Okay.
This year.
So on the x-axis, we're going to 13, which would be 6.5 if we're counting by
It does it
twos.
for me.
So 2, 4, 6,
That sounds
8,
weird.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
Big
12. Okay. And how far are we going on the y-axis?
Oh.
square root of 16.9.
Whoops.
4.11.
Okay, a little over 4. But remember, we are counting by 2s, so
It's 4.
so how many common solutions will this have?
4.
What does that picture remind you guys of?
A spaceship.
The correct answer is Saturn.
I was close, huh?
Spaceship.
Spaceship, it's obviously a spaceship. It's a little UFO.
Well, we were supposed to solve that, but